What's the hardest part about playing a king?
Well, first of all, he's not a king, and I guess in a funny sort of way, that's one of the things that was hardest for Albert, was knowing that he never would be king. You know, by marrying a queen, you'll only ever be prince consort. So for someone to come from a small country where they would have been king, and basically put their own kind of ambitions on the shelf in sort of subservience to their wife, it was a big deal. And I think understanding why a man would be that selfless in that time was certainly one of the big questions I had about Albert.
This has got to be a great role. What were some of the perks?
Exploring the period was definitely a huge perk. They between them implemented such a huge amount of change in England and indeed the world. And she's the longest reigning monarch that there's ever been, and had this incredibly intense 20-year marriage, and then, you know, as we know, he died, and she mourned for the rest of her reign, and that's quite a testimony to whatever relationship they had.
What work can we see you in next?
Next, as in after this film, probably next year is a film called Georgia with Emmanuel Shrieky and Val Kilmer and Andy Garcia about the war between Russia and Georgia last year. That's probably next.
What's the heart of this film?
The heart of this film, I think it's a love story, pure and simple, and it's a love story that was true and therefore not overly romanticized. There was ups and downs, but it endured and was passionate, and they didn't spend a day apart for 20 years.